What you doing? Are you just gonna sit here?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Potted Together family. Today we are giving you a tour of our propagation boxes, areas, what have you.
I'm super excited to show you what I'm propagating right now.
Okay, I have some propagations happening over here. This is my variegated string of hearts, or whatever's left of it. It actually did start to put off some new growth, so I'm kind of excited about that. I might be potting that up soon. This is my Philodendron mayoi, and a piece broke off, so I just put it in water, and it's growing some roots there. You can see that, which is exciting. So this might be getting potted up soon. This is my Velosa, and I'm gonna be sending this over to Jacqueline's Jungle pretty soon. I think it's pretty much ready to go. Like, look at all those roots there. Like, this can survive a couple days in the mail, I think. And then I have some Cebu Blue pothos in here.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the actual big plants that I'm propagating. And Cooper wants to say hi. Say hi, Coopy. He thinks I'm talking to him. He always thinks I'm talking to him when I film videos. This is a philodendron that I got from a nursery owner. There's the name on it. I broke it up into 2 pieces. So it originally was like a big long piece, and I cut it so that there's this piece here and then this piece here. I'm really excited about it. I'm interested to see what it'll look like. I want to put it on something to climb like really, really quickly, but it has to root first, so I have it in here. Cocoa peat has been a new medium for me. I think that it's really, really fun to use. It's really easy to use. It functions exactly like soil. Like, it drains really fast and it just holds in a lot of moisture. I actually propagated a different plant with it and had a lot of success, so I decided that that's my new favorite method.
So I keep all of my propagations in a plastic box like this. I got this at Target. Target had a ton of these because of back to school, but these are perfect for propagations, especially, you know, how I propagate my Hoya, and they sit perfectly on these shelves. I do have a couple sizes. I have this smaller square one that you can see, and then I also have this big Mamma Jamma, which can fit a lot of propagations in it. So when I propagate my Hoya, I propagate them in soil most of the time because I am either sharing, swapping, or selling cuttings, and I don't know who the other person, what kind of substrates they're gonna be familiar with. If I'm keeping it for myself, I will put it in leca, and I'll also keep it in here until it roots. But you can see here I have quite a few propagations of like Hoya polynura. I have a couple of my Hoya obovata splash, some Croniana black leaves, but this is mainly how I propagate. I'll fill a cup of soil, and this soil is actually the De La Tank's soil because it's just, I'll say it, and it's not just because Becca is my friend. This soil is a one-stop shop. I don't have to do any mixing. I can literally just pour it from the bag into one of these cups and saturate it and stick a cutting in here, put it inside my little humidity box, set it on my shelf, and literally that's all I have to do. I'll check on it maybe once a week. If it needs some water, I'll spray it with a mister, but usually it doesn't because it stays nice and humid in there, and the props just kind of retain that moisture.
Okay, I apologize for the noise. Finishing the kitchen, so bear with me. And then let's just go over here because this is where a majority of my propagations are going on. I just took a bunch of cuttings off of all of my Hoya, and I'm gonna be selling them on Instagram, which I'm really excited about. But we have some Velosa in here, some Obovata Splash, some Hoya Crimson Princess. I have Pubic Calyx, some Fetichii, I think there's some Rebecca in here. So lots of fun stuff. And this is my idea for my prop box. Normally I just have sphagnum moss in here, which you can see at the bottom. And then I put my cuttings in here and then cover it so that it contains its moisture. But right now I'm actually propagating these in cups to eventually sell. So my thought process is like they have drainage holes at the bottom. So when I water them, the water will drain down to the sphagnum moss, and then like water won't sit at the bottom because these are paper cups. So I have a feeling eventually these are going to need to be replaced with plastic ones. I just couldn't find them. I actually got this idea from Adam, which is just an awesome idea because I feel it's so easy to ship in these, but I couldn't find the plastic ones. So I'm going to order those on Amazon and then replace them. But like this creates like a water barrier, so they're not just sitting in stagnant water. So I kind of did the same thing in here, which is fun. I'm really excited about all of these propagations. I literally just did this the other day, just gave them some water right now. So their roots are not established yet, but they're in there propagating. They're doing pretty good.
This one is an Epipremnum Pinnatum Varagata, and it's actually rooting so well that there's a root coming out the bottom. Can you see? Right here. It's super cute. I actually haven't checked on this one in a while, but it has a new growth point coming up. As you can see, this tiny little green spike. It's super, super cute. I've had it for a couple months, and I don't know, I just think that this is such a cute plant. I love it. I think that it's gonna be a really sweet addition to my collection once it's all like rooted up and I have more leaves. This is another one that I'm going to like immediately put on a plank of wood because I want it to keep getting bigger and bigger. And I think that planks of wood is the way to go. Like my big Adansonii here is on a wood stake and it's huge, and I think the only reason that it got that huge is because of the wood stake. This plant I got from Adam. It's a Biliatia, Philodendron Biliatia, and I'm rooting it also in cocoa peat. It has like a pretty good sized root on it already, and I'm excited to see, I'm excited to see it continue to grow and continue to root. It looks pretty happy. I have it currently in the cabinet, which I said I wasn't gonna do, but I decided to just put it in there because I wanted to give it like a jump start on rooting, and it seems pretty happy so far. I'm really excited about it. It is absolutely beautiful. So big. I'm just so excited about it.
Okay, so here's my prop box, and this is how I usually have things sitting with the lid on and just on my shelf. But I thought I'd show you a few of the things that are in here that I have propagating. This beauty is a Hoya carnosa Wilbur Graves. You can see it has some new growth there already, and it has lots of roots that you can see through this plastic cup. I got a few Hoya Sunrise cuttings propagating, a few verticillata heart-shaped propagating. I have some Hoya gunungating here as well. Some Akata Varagata, some Obscura, and some Caudata as well. So mostly what I propagate is Hoya, as you can see. This is how they all live until they root. And usually after a week or two, you can start to see roots and or new growth on all of the Hoya. So this is a surefire way to propagate your Hoya, I promise you.
I kind of was thinking of converting this into a propagation area and just putting maybe some water props in here or even some perlite props in here, because this does contain a little bit of humidity. Anything that's enclosed like this is going to contain humidity. Not as good as the plastic prop box, but it will. There's still like some seepage here, air gets in, but I'm thinking of doing something with this in the coming months. So I don't know, any suggestions, leave them in the comment section below.
Okay, this next one isn't necessarily like a propagation project, but it's a propagation update. I figured that I would put this in this video because this is a plant from Adam. This is a variegated obovata, an obovata splash variegata, something like that. Anyway, I recently put it into soil because it had a lot of roots and it was ready. So yeah, it's doing really great. It has a growth point, which I'm really excited about. and it seems to be pretty happy. So just wanted to also put this little update in here because yeah, it's super cute.
Now, if you listen to our podcast episode on propagations, we talked about air layering, and this Philodendron White Wizard is the plant that I talked about air layering, and you can kind of see right here. I have 2 nodes of this plant wrapped in moist sphagnum moss, and then I actually put saran wrap around it. There are multiple different ways to do air layering. This is just how I do it. And the reason I air layer is because you can see where I have this, the rest of the plant. I mean, it's quite a large cutting. So it would be very difficult to cut it right here, stick it in water, and hope that all of this foliage stays happy and healthy. Chances are it won't, because it needs to put a lot of energy into growing roots. So that's why I air layer. My plan is to cut right where this moss is. I have roots already visible in the sphagnum moss here, and then it'll already have a little bit of a root system that when I put it into soil, those roots can start taking in nutrients to sustain the rest of the plant. Look at the beautiful foliage on this plant. I mean, this one is just put out some beautifully white variegated leaves. The stem, I don't know if you can see it, but the stem is variegated, just striped with white. So I'm really excited about this plant. If you've been following my channel at all, my personal channel, you will know that this is one of the plants that I got from an overseas order quite a few years ago, and it was struggling, and now it's kind of obviously happy and healthy aside from the long trunk. But for the majority of my plants, I have them all back here in these tubs because they're just small little 2-leaf, 1-node, maybe 2 or 3-node cuttings that can fit in there, whereas this big baby wouldn't fit in one of those.
And then like the propagations, like the super legit propagations, I have a little propagation box. This is a takeout container, and in this I basically just have Antherium Seeds propagating. As you can see, we got little baby seedlings. They're so cute. I love them. It's a crystallinum variety. I don't know exactly which one, but yeah, that's what those are. And then this stump here is from my Mammy Eye. I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but for some reason I've just kept it in here. I don't know why, but I have. So anyway, I started 5 Antherium seeds, and we're 5 for 5 right now, and I need to upgrade them probably into cocoa peat and maybe a little bit of nutrients so they can start their lives, because there's definitely like 2 leaves on each of them, which is usually what seedlings need. Like when they get the 2 leaves, you can transfer them. I don't know, I need to look into seedlings because I've never done seedlings for Antherium. I'm sure that it's the same as like really any other seedling, so I think they're getting to the point where they need to be potted into something else.
But that's it, guys. That's it for my props. I'm excited to see Adam and Becca's. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me in my propagation tour of what I have propagating.
I hope you enjoyed this video, this little tour of all of our propagation areas.
If you're not already, make sure that you subscribe to our channel.
If you have any questions, don't forget to leave a comment.
We'll see you in the next video.
And thanks for watching.
Bye!